No, that's very informative. So, what is it about the standard American diet that seems to affect thyroid and estrogen production more than some of the other hormones that are in our body? Why do women appear to be, as they get into older age, more susceptible to the things that the standard American diet are doing to them?
Well, I think about, okay, circling back around to what we talked about earlier, I think where women get into problems with, if it were exogenous, meaning something that they're eating, it's because of the typical standard American diet is loaded with the whole makeup of that diet is driving an over excess of something like high in phytoestrogens, not supporting the ovarian function because it's got too low protein. But even I would rather focus on the fact that the issue is not outside of what we're seeing with metabolic health. The standard American guidelines of diet over the last 40 or 50 years started this whole problem. And what that is that when we decided that what needed to happen for the human diet was we needed to lower the fat content of the human diet and move away from using real natural fats, saturated fats, things that we now know, the good fats that come from animal products, and even our grandparents who use things like good quality butter and lard or whatnot, and we replaced that with these highly inflammatory omega-6 seed oils, using things like canola and vegetable oil. And then the increase in the refined carbohydrates, which we simply would just call sugar because it's all broken down into sugar. That manipulation right there of decreasing good fat, replacing it with really inflammatory fats, and increasing the carbohydrate nature of our diet, refined foods, things that get broken down into sugar. And probably one of the worst ones was the replacement by companies from just using real sugar, which is still not very good, but to replace that with high fructose corn syrup, which really confuses the liver and sets off an inflammatory reaction. That's where the heart of all of this is. And that's not subject to men or women. That is driving this catastrophe in both the male and the female population. It just happens to show up a little bit more inflammatory in a woman who is in that stage, who's making that hormonal transition. It makes it even worse.